the bucket of material. I've barely even gone through it. So Ark, if you're watching this, thank you for the material again. And I haven't even gone through half of it. And what I do have is just, I've screened it out with the 10 or 12 mesh screen that I have. And I pulled out the old gutter sluice that it was probably my most miserable project to date. Is the first build I did on it, where I had such a crazy steep slope. But anyway, I rebuilt it and I hadn't used it since. But it fits over the box, that little tub that I have. I've got my recirculating pump. And then finally today I went to Lowe's and I bought the best thing yet, and that's this control valve. So I finally took the 1-inch down to 3/4 and put the hose pipe control valve, and it gives me a lot better control than that 1-inch ball valve. So if you're doing these do-it-yourself projects, go on and plumb them out with the largest, go on and plumb them out with 3/4 inch, and buy the largest 3/4 outlet diameter pump you can find. I don't know if that'll be a 600 or maybe an 800, possibly is still running the 3/4. But that's how I would do it. And that way, when you get like me and you get fed up and you're ready to buy some equipment that somebody else has done all the testing on, then you won't have to buy a new pump or go to Lowe's for 10 or 12 trips finding the new fittings. So anyway, I'm just going to run some of this material and try to quit talking. Let's see here. Get it going again. Alright. So now I'll show you the adjustability factor to where it's just a little trickle. Can't even see it hardly. And then a lot higher. I'm not going to turn it up too high because I'm just running this real small material. But here we go. You can adjust it based on how you see the particles exchanging. So that's the only thing I have against these gutter sluice, is that they are pretty easy to make. I put all these legs and stuff on it. I think it'd be better if you just mounted it to a board and then you can prop it up, rather than these flimsy legs. You can't really travel. Can't really travel with them too much. Going again. The one good thing about building your own equipment is that you gain an understanding of how things work. I think the prospecting industry is, the people profiting are really the ones that are selling this equipment to miners. There's a lot of people like me that are just can't really, I can't drive 2 hours every day to go prospecting like I'd want to. So I have to settle with doing this kind of stuff in my garage. Hopefully bring back a little bit of material to keep me entertained a while. So just running some of this material. Let me try to give you a close-up. Yeah, I almost bought a cleanup sluice, but I've been given a pretty stern warning to not buy anything else for a little while. Maybe I can find somebody that'll make a trade on something. What I'd really like is something pretty portable that I can hook to a 5-gallon bucket and use more creek side, I guess. Like when I used to go camping, have something that I could use right there at my car to do the final cleanup. So all the material is run now. and what I'm doing is just letting the cleanup sluice do its job and letting the material exchange out. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the one thing I do have against this the gutter type sluices is that your exchange area is so small. I mean, it's just this tiny little area, so you can still see some of the lighter material on the sides and your black sand in the center, and that's because it's this rounded shape. But you can just I'll just put this screen up here. You can put a pan and just kind of see what I'm catching, and it looks like not really catching a whole lot, so I've probably let it run long enough. I could always cut the water speed up, but then again, I don't know how fine of gold is in here, if there even is any, because this material, it came from a good location, but it rode in the back of my car, and all the water and everything sloshing around, if there is much good gold in it, it's probably settled down to the bottom. And I'm just going to run the top half of it, or, you know, today. So I think it's exchanged out enough. I'll show y'all another hobby of mine that I was messing with. I hadn't made any in a while. I sold a couple for Christmas, but I make these little slingshots here. This one's out of Eastern Red Cedar. So, a little slingshot there. I'm always fooling around with something in the garage, but yeah, got some pretty good grain to it. Better at building something like this than I am these sluices and things. Alright, that's enough of that. Let me show you what I do here. Take the pan, sink it down in the tub. Take this thing while it's running and just shake it a little bit. Keep tilting it up. Hopefully I'm getting this on camera. Let everything run down into it. And we should be good to go right there. Here's the concentrates that I came up with from the gutter sluice, or little poop tube. And there's a couple of specks of gold. I imagine there's a little bit better pieces of gold. Yeah, hard to get the lighting right, but you can see them right up there.